I don't know anything in French. How do I start? Welcome to your French class. I am Love from Hovasabi Global, and I'll be your captain on this amazing journey from zero to hero in French. This is a Smart Affluent Masterclass. In this segment, I will be sharing a voice note that I recorded during an interactive session with my students on the WhatsApp class. Because of how interesting it is in its original state, I have decided to share it here with you, but this time with graphic illustrations and visible spellings. The original audience was purely Nigerian, so the accent is kind of exotic, and I was speaking in a more informal and relaxed way, as with some of my students. However, there will be subtitles from time to time to help you understand. It will be available on my podcast as well for those of you who want to listen as well as do other things at the same time. Alors, on commence en 3, 2, 1. Hi, so it's Love Ludo again, and my battery is 6%, so I don't know anything. What's the answer to I don't know anything? You just woke up one day and they said, wow, if you write this TEF exam, your scores will go higher. And you're like, man, bless, I go write that French exam more, and now you are here. And you're like, man, I don't know anything. And you keep telling yourself, tomorrow I'll start, tomorrow I'll start, tomorrow I'll start. You're procrastinating. We have jammed each other today. Okay, first things first, you need to know about... I've never answered I don't know anything before. First thing you need to know is that speaking a different language is like transferring your entire mode of expression into another language. So if you can speak Pidgin already, you know that there are Pidgin things that you can also say in English. So now you can speak Pidgin one full day. You can decide to speak in English one full day. The same way you can decide to speak French one full day. So that's the first thing you need to know. You're trying to be able to say the same things that you can say in English in French. Now, the next most important thing you need to know is that not everything is translation. Some things are equivalent. So as you're learning, you might want to do word for word translations, but some things are just equivalent. 2 days ago, I gave someone an example. You don't say where they break. Still, as I am now, I don't even know how to say it in English. So the English will have a separate expression for it. The Pidgin English will have its own expression for it. Third thing you need to know. In French, all nouns have gender. Male and female. I'm kidding. Masculine and feminine. In English, you can just say house, goat, chair, car, lizard. But in French, it is either masculine or feminine. So the way you can just say in English rather, a wall, a house. In French, wall is masculine. It would then be un mur. House is feminine. Yeah, you guys need to see me. I'm standing in my compound now, touching house and touching wall. So, and then the building here, une maison. Okay, so you must put the gender. There has to be gender. That is one thing that confuses learners. But in the beginning, don't stress yourself too much. The same way I said, even as an English speaker, sometimes you make mistakes. You'll be like, is it improvisation or improvisation? Is it tomato or tomato? Is it economics or economics? The same way people still are confused in English, it's the same way people are also still learning every day in French, even the French people. So don't stress yourself too much with gender in the beginning, but practice gender every day. I would send you can find it online. I will send you endings for words that will give you the clue, like, oh, this one is masculine, oh, this one is feminine. It's very important in French. That's one of the biggest differences. Okay. Another thing you need to know is that, in future, when you're doing past tense and the rest, or adjectives, you will notice that all adjectives must correspond in number and in gender with the noun that they qualify. You need to know parts of speech. If you don't know parts of speech, it might be difficult for you to learn. So go and read parts of speech in English, because parts of speech, I used to teach before with parts of speech, And it was just so easy because, especially if you already know maths, if most of my students were statisticians. So when I'm teaching with parts of speech method, they're already like knowing, oh, okay, because grammar is the mathematics of a language. So it was so easy for them. I would just come to class, I would just say, okay, how do you say, I want to complete my work? And already my students would be giving me, I want to complete my work in French. And I would say, okay, I have to be in Abidjan tomorrow. How do you say that? And my students are already giving me, I have an example, one, I can't call his name. The first day he came to my class, it was already making sentences because he already knew like these parts of speech in English. So when I tell him, okay, all adjectives must correspond in number and in gender with the nouns that they qualify, he's like, okay. In English, what are adjectives? An adjective is a word that tells you what the noun or the object is like. You get a black door. So in French, a black door would be une porte noire. So the spelling would change because it's feminine for door. So the spelling would change, and sometimes the sound would change too, okay? Because it's feminine for door. And then if I want to say two black doors, in English it is two black doors. In French you will hear something like two blacks doors. The color, the color too would take a plural this thing form, and then the adjective would take a plural form, and the noun would take a plural form. Okay, the adjective is the color in this case. Let me give another example. A tall man. Okay, so a tall man in English, fine. Two tall men in English, fine. But the French will tell you two tall men's. That's something you need to put in mind. It's not in the same syntax. It will come like two men's stalls, but that's another story. But just put this in mind now. Since you said you don't know anything, all of the nouns have genders, and when you're using adjectives, all adjectives must correspond in number and in gender with the nouns that they qualify. Another thing you need to know, if you already know your personal pronouns. What are personal pronouns? So if you want to learn French this night, you have already started though. Everything I'm telling you, be writing it down. What are personal pronouns in English? Once you know these things in English, that's part of speech again. Once you know it in English, you are good in French. So personal pronouns. Those are the I, you, he, she, we, you, they. Once you know it in English, you know it in French, you can make any sentence. Another thing you need to know, conjugation. Conjugation, another thing I say is the conjugation book is the French learner's Bible. So if you're not a Christian, I would say the conjugation book is the French learner's four-figure table. You must know your conjugation. Some of them you have to sing, some of them you have to practice, but you will get used to it. Don't force yourself. You will get used to it. And how do you get used to it? By practicing. So what is conjugation? Conjugation is when I take a verb. See, I'm coming to parts of speech again. What is a verb? A verb is an action word. Every day you must do verbs. Like now I'm talking to you and I'm pacing and I'm breathing. So I'm doing so many things and I'm moving my hands. Moving is a verb. Talking is a verb. Breathing is a verb. Pacing is a verb. Okay? In English, I am went into the market. Wrong, very wrong, because it has been badly conjugated. You've used past tense in the ing form. It doesn't even make sense. So the correct one will be I'm going to the market. That's the same way in French. You can mess things up if you don't know your conjugation, and that's a cause for laughter. But like I said before, don't be afraid to make mistakes, okay? You learn from your mistakes. But for conjugation, try. At least start, the ones we always start with the verb to be. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont. So start with the verb to be. I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, etc. Because even in Pidgin or English or any language at all, you would always use the verb to be. Okay? Yes, so I've talked about conjugation, personal pronouns, knowing your parts of speech, and next thing I want to say, there's just so much to say, but let me round it up so I don't give away too much, and then you're like, this thing is difficult. So I've talked about adjectives as well. Another thing you need to know, just very simple thing, know your prepositions, but in all your preposition knowing, these are the prepositions that you should just keep in mind. De, de, It means of or from. A, ordinary A with something on the head. It means to or at. Then dans, D-A-N-S, it means in, inside. And sur, S-U-R, it means on. Once you just know these simple ones for a start, you can always say, the cat is on the table. What did I say? The cat, le chat. I used my article. I know that the cat is masculine. I said le chat is on the table. I told you just now, be able to conjugate. I conjugated the verb être, the one I just sang. And I said, is. The cat is. And then I said on the table. So I said on. The preposition on is sur. I just told you S-U-R. And the table, back again. Table is feminine. So I said the cat is on the table. We've got that. Now, you're learning French for the first time, but if you know all these things, you're able to say the cat is on the table. And then preposition in. The cat is in the bag. Same method. Now you change the preposition. The cat is at school. So same method, you change the preposition. The cat is now at school. Remember I told you at is a. A is at or to. What again? Yeah, for now, any further questions, send me a PM. Okay, but I'll be answering your questions till tomorrow. Maybe till tomorrow at about 5. My battery is 3% now. If my voice notes are too long for you, please play them again. It's WhatsApp, so it's going to sit here for a long time. Play them again. What did she say? How did she say it? I want to know what she said. I want to understand what is conjugation. How do you spell that? Conjugation is CONJUGATION. Okay? So you just pick any verb. The verb to love. My name is Love. So you take the verb to love and you say, how do you conjugate? There's conjugation everywhere. At the back of your French textbook, in the middle of your French dictionary, on the internet. Once you just put, on Google, once you just put conjugate to love, French, Google will give you the entire table. I'm very sure about that. Then you just do that. J'aime, tu aimes, il aime, elle aime, nous aimons, vous aimez. What I'm saying simply is, I love, you love, he loves, she loves, we love. And once you just know how to conjugate, all you need to do is just add something to the conjugation you just did. I love Bisola. J'aime Bisola. Wow, that was so simple. I love rice. Just put rice. I love jumping. Just put jumping. You're already making sentences. See? Very easy. So the person who said I don't know anything, I hope you know a lot now, because I would really, I like giving assignments. If you're in my class, I did give assignment, die. I would really like to see the notes you took from this voice note. I want to know what you learned from this voice note. So you won't tell me you don't know anything again, okay? Even if you don't know anything, just remember, in French, all nouns have genders. All adjectives must correspond in number and in gender with the nouns that they qualify. The conjugation book is the French Learner's Bible. Okay? A is at or to. De is of or from. Shikena. Any more questions? I hope you enjoyed listening, and I hope that you took notes. This was recorded live while I was taking a walk around the house. Knowing these things as a first step, as well as having an amazing teacher, have helped me in learning French and other European languages. Having a great teacher is an asset, and that's where I come in. Don't forget to catch all episodes of Hovasabyville on Instagram, an animated series with subtitles in French. We will continue with the course in another video. Visit Hovasaby Global or Smart Affluent on Instagram or #SmartAffluent to enjoy the course. Thank you!